You'd think those in families that are praying and loving each other and, would continue it. So what do you think was missing in those families?
Jesus.
Okay. Tell us about that. They're praying, they're Catholic, they do the rosary, they go to Mass.
They're missing, look, Jesus, your dad ain't the answer, so quit getting upset at him. I mean, you're throwing your dad up like he's the answer or something. You're throwing your mom up like, oh, my mom's great, she's the answer. Okay, I know she's great, I love her. She's like, my wife's a lot like her because I'm, like I said last night, model myself after the people I've met, and who are great women of God. But your mom's not the answer either. And your friends, all their community, and your pastor, and your priest, they could be the holiest priest, the greatest alter Christus, the greatest in persona Christi you've ever met in your life. But that doesn't mean anything. Jesus Christ is the answer. And you can complain about the church, or your dad, or your mom, or this and that, but the question is, do you know Jesus? Do I know Jesus? And I've found the ones that trust in Jesus are the ones that are the best off.
But what does it mean to know Jesus? What does it mean to really know Jesus? Does it mean that,
nobody wants to hear this because
lay it out.
Well,
I want to hear it.
He who has suffered the most knows Jesus Christ the most. And I got bad news for us. Most of us in this room haven't suffered much of anything. St. Gemma says that you cannot know love unless you've suffered. Now, it might be a couple of you that do suffer, and you're like, why did I go through this? Well, good for you. You're suffering. Taking the cross. You're with Christ. God bless you. But most of us in here aren't choosing to suffer. And there's a difference. Most people, the most holy people I've ever met, that in my life have been the people that have chosen to suffer. And they go, look, I'm going into the streets. I'm going into the mess. I'm going into the places nobody's going. I'm going to be rejected for the gospel. Those are the ones that I've seen, who separate themselves from the rest. The ones that choose. I will suffer, as Maximum Kobe. I will suffer all the more. I have good life, good parents, I can go help the homeless. No, I'm going to be a homeless guy. All right, buddy. I just quit the run around naked stuff. We'll be okay. All right, like the list goes on. So,
how do you suffer on a daily basis? How does that translate into a family where parents are still living together and love each other and they want to live the Catholic, the EWTN audience? How do you challenge the EWTN Catholic family audience to know Jesus more deeply through suffering? How do you do it practically, or what's the vision there?
There's so many ways, but one way is to share the things you don't want to share. Number one. The thing you don't want to share, we train the missionaries in. There's 5% of your life you need help with that you don't want to share. It's for your spiritual director. That's for counseling, right? That's to get the extra help you need. So you can be prepared to share it, or maybe you'll never get to share it because it's not appropriate, right? But we train the missionaries that 95% of your being you should be sharing with everyone, even a stranger. Even the priest, you're like, if I share this, like he might think I'm weak or not good enough. Boast of your weaknesses, right? Boast of your weaknesses, not your strengths. I'll continue to boast of my weaknesses to show the love of Christ. So that's number one. Number two is to be a friend to somebody who's messy. It's great you got 8 solid friends. Well, most people don't have one. So why don't you take those? I was joking about the squad yesterday. This girl like, I didn't have any friends, but now I have my squad. You know what I mean? Like, all right, why don't you take your squad and go help someone who doesn't have a squad? You know what I mean? Like, okay. I go, it's great you got a squad now. What about you didn't have a squad once, and that's what you're complaining about. So take your squad, separate them a little bit, and go help somebody without a squad. So if you have a squad, Maybe get somebody in your squad who doesn't have a squad. And then all the friends are like, why'd you bring them here? They're not focused. They're not, solid. Really? You're that focused. You're that solid. Really? So I know I'm not solid. I know I'm not focused, not because I'm beating up on myself. I know what goes on in my heart, and if you knew what went on there, you wouldn't even like me. And I'll be honest, all of us, we wouldn't even like. If we really knew what was going on in you and you, I wouldn't even like you. Probably wouldn't be here still. Right? I come from a solid family. My kids go through this already. They're little, but I know it's going to be harder. And at your age, I'm sure you're at that point. I think what's most important is, when's the last time you cried with your little sister? You know what I mean? It's great you can cry with your squad, or it's great you can go encourage your, whatever it is, the person on the street, and that's beautiful. But when's the last time you said, hey, John Paul, I see it's a challenge for you, and I know that must be really hard for you. And I feel for you. I want to help you. I want to be there for you because you're my brother, and I care for you. Lord Jesus, we just thank you for this day. We don't deserve a relationship with you. Everybody does. Everybody deserves the love of God. Even that kid who's mean, he deserves Christ. Lord, we just pray that because we don't deserve it, we want to give it out to everybody we meet, so that they can have the greatest gift ever, a relationship with Jesus Christ. We pray for our families. We pray that we'll have the courage to share our hearts with them, to share how we've hurt them, or maybe how we're grateful for them. Not just one day, but every day. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Dad. And that we can learn to forgive those that have hurt us, and learn to hold and challenge all of us to love Christ with all our heart, mind, and soul.